Hello friends, this is Monique from Starlight Hill Farmhouse. And I'm sitting here editing this video and I realized I didn't do an intro. So I figured I'd just turn on the camera and pop in an intro real quick. This is my first large-scale canning project. I'm doing tomatoes and it is by no means a step-by-step tutorial on how to can tomatoes. This is just a fun project. Follow me along. It turned out really well. There are some steps missing, so like I said, don't think I didn't do them. They were done by the book. I just left them out of the video. So have a look. I hope you enjoy it as much as I had fun doing the video, and let me know in the comments below what you thought. So I just returned home from a friend's house and I'm so excited because she gave me the last of her season, not last seasons. She's given me the end of the seasons. So I have 2 buckets worth of various types of tomatoes, another box, and then 2 separate boxes here. So I have changed my clothes. I am ready to get down and dirty in these. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Some, the chickens will get some, they'll go straight into the freezer, and then we'll process them later. So we will have tomato sauce, tomato juice, tomato everything, tomato salsa. Oh, we have peaches, we have tomatoes. Can we make peach salsa? Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. So, that one's good. This one's good. And we can cut off the bad bits. Yeah. These really held up very well, this tiger type of, and I'm gonna keep the really good ones right there. So I have 1 really good Roma and then 3 tigers something, striped something or other, I forget what it's called. And here's some other Romas. I'm gonna keep that one. Here's a Roma. That one's not so good. We're gonna have to cut that bit off. And that's a good one. Let's keep that Roma right there. Oh, this is such a good thing. This is such a blessing. And we're just gonna mix them all in the same pot. We're gonna boil them down. And you see how well these tiger striped ones made it through? That one not so, but we'll cut that bad bit off. And some of these are just ready to burst with. That's just dirt. There we go. That's a good one. That's a very good one. And you're probably asking, do we need to wash brand new jars that it's sealed? And the answer is yes. 1, you don't know how they were processed. But 2, when you open these jars, they smell. They smell bad. I don't know what's in there. But I don't want that in my food. So I just fill a couple up with soap, make it nice and hot, wash them.
Madamina, il catalogo è questo, delle belle che mo il padron mio, un catalogo lieto fatio, osservate, leggete con me, osservate, leggete con me. In Italia 640, in Almania 231, 100 in Francia, in Turchia 91, ma in Spagna son già.
So I have 3 pots cooking up the tomatoes here, and I've just done plain tomatoes. Last night I made some pasta sauce. It was very, very good. Today it's just plain tomatoes with a little salt. because you can do whatever you want with it after that. This one, and I'll tell you the difference between them. You can see this one's a little bit thicker here, as is this one. And what I did with these two, this one and this one that I did not do with this one, is I drained out some of the water because the tomatoes that I have are frozen. So you can see they're still kind of iced over, they're frozen. And so when they go into the pots, you just get a lot of water. So I drained out most of the water in those two pots, did not do that in this one.
Madamina, il catalogo è questo, delle belle che mo il parlo mio, un catalogo lieto fatio, osservate, leggete con me, osservate, leggete con me. In Italia 640, in Almania 231.
So these are still cooking down. They're almost ready. And then what I'm going to do is just take the immersion blender straight into the pots.
And one of the tricks I've learned over the years when using an immersion blender with hot liquids is to place the pot in the sink and blend it in there. And this really keeps the splatter that inevitably occurs down to a minimum.
All right, here we go. Start on low. Put this back over here because I need to process. What I'm going to do is take a small pot and put it upside down in my sink, and then take the pot and put that on top of it. I have my lemon juice and a ladle. And I need a tablespoon. Let me make sure it's a tablespoon for pints, because last night I did quarts, $1.99. So what I'm using is the all new bowl book of canning and preserving. I just got it on Amazon. It's pretty helpful. $1.99. For adding tomatoes to 1 pint jars, working with hot jars, add 1/4 teaspoon of citric acid or 1 tablespoon of bottled lemon juice. Okay, that is for the pint, and that's what I'm working with now. Not the quart. The quart, you use 2 tablespoons. Okay, so we're good to go.
Madamina, il catalogo è questo, delle belle che mo il parlo mio, un catalogo lieto fatio, osservate, leggete con me, osservate, leggete con me. In Italia 640, in Almania 231, 100 in Francia, in Turchia 91, ma in Spagna son già 1.300. Ma fra queste contadine, cameriere cittadine, ma contesse e baronesse, Marchesine, principesse e madonne, son di grado, son di forma d'ogni.
So I've been taking the lids off and checking them. We're all finished. I thought I'd have a little more than this. All those tomatoes, I thought I would have like, I don't know, hundreds of jars, and I don't. But I don't know if this is a lot. I don't know if it's few. Well, you know, it's my first time doing tomatoes, so we'll see next year, and you know, the year after that, and I'll start getting a feel for it. But so right now what I'm doing is, the first thing I'm doing, this is the next day, it's had time to sit. I'm just going through checking the poppers, the little part of the jar that sticks up. So here's just a lid, and it has like a very faint, let's see if you can hear it, very faint little indentation that pops up, and when it seals, it pops down. So one of the things I didn't record, but when you take them out of the hot water bath and you set them down, you can start hearing the jars going pop, 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 pop. It's really cute. It's actually a really nice sound because you know they're sealing at that point. So I like to double check and just make sure, and I touch the middle of each lid to make sure I don't hear a pop. If I don't hear a pop, then I know they have sealed. The other way I like to check to make sure they have sealed is I've taken off all the lids and I just kind of lift them up. And if they can hold themselves secure, they are good. So I have these jars here still to do. And again, I'm just going to go through, listen for any popping. Now, I did have one that did not seal, and I'll show you what that one looks like here. And just take these off. So I'm going through listening for the pop, and you can actually see it. You probably wouldn't be able to see it on the camera, but can you hear that? This one here, the little popper didn't go down, so I opened it up to see what the issue was. Oh, and it popped up. And this was actually the issue. The jar lid was actually damaged. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. There we go. Yes. So I'm not going to throw this one away. There's nothing wrong with it. It hasn't been sitting anywhere. I just made it last night. So this is going to be dinner tonight. I won't be able to store this at all. So I'm just going to go through and take the rest of the lids off. Maybe wipe down the tops. They're just a little, just have a little scum from the water bath on there. And then I'll mark what everything is, and then I will store them, and that's it. So I am really excited. I mean, this is like my first try at a large amount of can't you know. This one looks really good. Look at that. I like the way that one looks in there. I like to clean the jars after this, just because sometimes things just ooze out when it's in the water bath. It just kind of bubbles out before it gets that seal, and it makes the jars sticky. And I don't want to pack them in the storage like that because it may attract ants or something. So I just like to wipe down the bottles before, or I like to wipe down the jars before I store them. So, you know, I'm really excited. I'm going to put these up and start on the next thing. And I hope you enjoyed watching me do this.
In Almania 230